What if I told you a youth town rec basketball team could go down in history? An 18-year-old wonder boy with no prior coaching experience could reinvent the whole profession. A group of 8th and ninth grade misfits could take the Cinderella story to a whole new level. This is the story of how Matt Dunlap, through his outside-the-box rhetorical coaching techniques, led Cantor Colburn to the league championship.
Coaching, I always knew that I wanted a laid-back style. The kids would either love it or hate it.
I remember the first time I met Coach Dunlap. I thought he was phony.
Matt definitely was way over his head from the first practice.
The first thing I did was call practice so we could all get to know each other. I was so nervous, I'd said something simple like, "Hey guys, I'm Matt. I'll be your coach for the year," in the shakiest voice possible.
My first impression was, who is this guy? Every other coach in the league is in their 30s, 40s, 50s. Here we have some teenager who thinks he can come tell us what to do. This guy's only 4 years older than us.
Dunlap had no idea what he was doing. His team was a mess. On one side of the court, practice was AC Peterson's team. They were doing sprints, cohesive layups, doing exactly what their coach wanted them to do. On the other side, you look at Matt's side of the court. He'd be playing some silly game of knockout. You see a kid on his phone sitting down, another kid with his shirt waving off around like he just scored in the World Cup.
Our first few practices were a joke. The good news was we had a heck of a lot of skill on the roster. It would be hard to screw up from a coach's perspective.
We started off our season 2-0, but make no mistake, it was talent, and it was talent alone. The teams we played were better coached, they were more prepared, but we had Big Nick.
Nick was definitely our superstar, and also our leader of the team. He was 6'1", while the next tallest kid on the court was probably 5'9". All the kids really looked up to him, and he's the reason we won our first 2 games.
Matt was probably feeling pretty good after winning our first 2 games, but everyone knew the team couldn't keep producing like this. Our schedule was going to get harder and harder, and there was no way Nick could keep up with the workload that we've been giving him. Eventually, Matt was going to have to really start coaching these guys. The problem was, nobody respected him enough to actually listen if he ever decided to start coaching the team.
Cantor Colburn lost their next 3 games. You could start to feel the tension in the locker room. Matt was running the same lazy practice that he did on week 1, and the kids were getting restless.
Honest, I was pissed off. I felt like the coach out there was telling kids what to do and where to be, while Matt just kind of stood there and just watched us.
I could definitely feel the kids and even some of the parents starting to turn on me. We had a great start to the season, but after losing 3 straight games, something had to change. My coaching style had to change. At first, I wanted everyone on the team to love me, but I realized that's not really what's important. For the team to be able to rally behind me, they needed to respect me. So after we lost that 3rd straight game, I went to practice the next week with a whole new attitude.
But right when I walked into that next practice, there was definitely a different vibe.
Matt usually arrives at 5 o'clock, entering the gym at the same time as the rest of us. But this time, he was ready there waiting for us.
My number 1 objective for that practice was to earn everyone's respect. I was going to be much more strict on the kids than I'd ever been before.
See, we started off practicing our usual layup plays. We were starting goofing around like we do. Missed the first shot. That was first in line. It happens.
About half the layups in the drill would be missed, and nobody would make anything of it. But this practice was different.
I stopped practice immediately. I told the kids for every layup they missed, the whole team would have to do suicides.
My jaw basically dropped. This was something Matt never would have done before.
The next hour or so of practice went smoothly. Matt was running new drills that actually required basketball skills. The kids were really responding.
At this point, the kids knew we were done with the old way of doing things, but I still needed their respect. To get that respect, I had to go through our star player.
It was around the end of practice, and we were scrimmaging the other team who practiced at the other side of the court, like we always did, of course.
Nick was doing his usual thing. He was the big guy, but he liked to pretend he was a guard. He had a one-on-one matchup with a kid probably a foot smaller than him. I pass him the ball and hear Matt shout, "Take him down low! Take him down low!" Nick ignores him and pulls up from 3, and to his credit, makes it. All of a sudden, I look back at Coach, and he's clearly frustrated.
I immediately called a timeout and called Nick out. I told him, "Nick, you've got a mismatch. You got 12 inches on the kid. You got to take him down low."
I told him, what the hell does it matter? I made the shot. 3 points is still better than 2.
Nick basically thought he knew more than Matt. This is a kid who's played basketball his entire life. Whether it be town rec, school ball, or AAU, Matt had to prove to Nick that he knew what he was talking about too. Matt appealed to Nick using the 3 key rhetorical elements, ethos, pathos, and logos. He built ethos as a rhetor by using statistics on why you should take an efficient shot A versus an inefficient shot B.
I said to him, "Nick, you gotta understand the percentages. You have a good 3-point shot, but you're gonna make that 35% of the time tops. If you use your body and post the kid up, you're gonna make it borderline 100% of the time."
He built logos by explaining with logic on why you should be playing down low.
You're 6'1". You're bigger than anyone in this league. Maybe you think it's cheap to post a little kid up, but you know what? It kinda is. Let's use that to our advantage. Take inside, high percentage shots that the other team won't be able to stop. Even if you miss it, you'll be right back there to get the board and put it back up.
Finally, he built pathos by reaching Nick's emotions and competitive spirit.
We all have one common goal here, Nick. Winning. You're the best player on this team, and the ball is going to be in your hands at the end of the game. I can't control what you do on the court, so that decision's going to be up to you. This shot right here is the difference between winning and losing.
When Coach came after me like that, I was pretty pissed off and offended at first, but in the end, I kind of respected him for it.
In all my time covering the NBA, NCAA, and Youth Town Rec basketball, this was by far the best speech I've ever covered.